Welcome back, kiddies. I've got another Tales from the Crypt for you with Lover Come Hack to Me. And would you believe it? The story involves a gold digger. I know, groundbreaking for this show. We've never seen a gold digger in Tales from the Crypt before. Well, a male gold digger anyways, so hey, that's progress. This one was directed by Tom Holland. No, not Spider-Man Tom Holland. The Tom Holland who gave us Four-Sided Triangle, Child's Play, and Fright Night. And no, I'm not making a Spider-Man joke every time he pops up here. Probably. It was written by Michael McDowell, co-writer of Beetlejuice, and sadly his only Tales from the Crypt episode, which is kind of a bummer because he's written some solid episodes of Tales from the Dark Side, like Seasons of Belief and Halloween Candy, both of which were covered on the channel. Unfortunately, Lover Come Hack to Me isn't quite up to the standards of those two. We've got newlyweds Charles and Peggy who seem to be happy, except Aunt Edith thinks Charles is just in it for the money.
You can't make me leave that house. I was born there.
Well, I guess you just have to find someplace else to die.
I don't know, he seems like a nice guy. I don't think he's just in it for the money. Apparently cans on the back of a wedding car was a means of warding off evil spirits. Let's see if it works here. Wait, what the hell is she so happy about all of a sudden? The couple are on their way to a hotel for a little, you know. But there's a darned tree branch blocking the road. Peggy asks Charles if he can move it, but can't she see it's raining? He'll ruin his hair. This guy is a total money-grubbing himbo. You know, bimbo, but he's a guy, so it's himbo. What's this gun doing here? Anyways, Charles does attempt to move it because how else is he gonna get her money? But look, there's a spooky mansion.
Where's the key?
I don't have him. You probably took him out with you.
Yeah, he definitely needed the key to move that tree branch. Well, since they're stranded, they might as well spend the night at the creepy manor.
Look what I found!
You know, it's a bit too coincidental that key just happened to be sitting there. The couple heads inside and it doesn't look like anyone has lived in here for a good 50 years. For some reason, the sight of an axe scares Peggy. I don't know what her issue is, but there's something off about this lady.
Probably someone's mother-in-law. You get it? Mother-in-law? Old battle axe?
There's nothing quite like a good old battle axe joke. For a house that seems to have been abandoned for years, there's a fire all neatly laid out, like someone was expecting company, and by company, I mean victims. I don't know how Charles doesn't think this is weird. His car key missing, the key to the mansion suddenly appearing, and now a freshly laid fire? This to me just screams get out.
Take off your wet clothes so they have a chance to dry. It's about time we saw each other naked, don't you think?
Charles really wants his new wife to strip down with him, but she is a virgin and she is a little on the nervous side. He seems to have no issue, so we get lots of manly ass shots, which is exactly what I watched Tales from the Crypt for. Oh no, don't sit on the couch with your bare ass. You don't know where that thing's been. The couch, I mean.
You're not really attracted to me, are you?
Not attracted to you? What could have given that away? The growing contempt every time he has to look at you? Though he was trying to get you out of your wet clothing and you refused, so I don't know, he's throwing lots of mixed signals out here. Charles then has to pretend that he actually wants her. But not on the couch, your bare ass was just there. Instead, they take things to the bedroom. A bedroom with a perfectly made bed and new candles? Almost as if someone had planned this entire thing.
Starting the perfect marriage with the perfect wife.
Charles claimed he didn't know where that gun came from, but he sure is looking at it menacingly. Peggy gets herself all dolled up, and I can't tell if his reaction is genuine or if he's just really good at playing doting husband. Alright, ease up on the tongue, gross. The two then have one of the most terrifying romps in the sack that I've ever seen or heard. I mean, I'm gonna need therapy after this one. Well, that was traumatic, but don't worry, it gets weirder, because Peggy claims they just made a child. Maybe she skipped biology class, but it generally doesn't happen that quickly.
What the hell?
If you're gonna cheat on your newlywed husband, maybe don't bring your new man to the same house? Oh god, enough with the tongue! So Charles just watches as his wife gets folded into a pretzel, but what I find interesting is he suddenly acts all jealous. I thought you just wanted her money. I thought it was all about the stocks and bonds and the house. I guess getting laid got him all caught up in his feelings.
We made a baby girl, and she's only this big.
Wait, how many baby girls is she gonna make in one night?
Now go back to sleep.
Charles tries to stop her, but he goes right through her? I have so many questions. First off, what? Followed by how? And then why? So Peggy's a ghost. Well, I guess this brings a whole new meaning to Ghost Buster.
Don't you think Peggy would be a nice name for our little girl?
So Charles quickly learns that it's not Peggy, but the ghosts of her parents. Apparently Peggy's father mysteriously died the night she was conceived, and I think things are looking pretty grim for Charles. Thankfully, it was all just a horrible dream, except it somehow wasn't because Peggy confirms it was all true, and now the same is about to happen to him.
See? Our love is perfect.
Oh, it looks like Charles is shooting blanks. I just kill myself sometimes. So Charles is quickly murdered, though he really should have seen that from the beginning given all the warning signs.
I'm gonna have a baby girl,
Really?
and she's only this big.
That's lovely, dear.
Lover Come Hack to Me is based on the story of the same name found in Haunt of Fear number 19, published June 1953. The story was written by Al Feldstein with artwork by George Evans. Cover art for Haunt of Fear number 19 was done by ghastly Graham Ingalls and features an executioner about to decapitate a couple ne'er-do-wells. But does his axe really have two heads? Charles and Peggy are off on their honeymoon when their car suddenly breaks down. Guess Charles shouldn't have ignored the check engine light, or basic maintenance. Charles isn't thrilled about being stranded, but Peggy? She's just happy to be with her new husband. See, Peggy's had a rough life. Her father Alan died mysteriously before she was born, her mother Frida died giving birth to her, and her aunt likes to keep secrets like she's being paid by the syllable. But none of that matters. She's with the man of her dreams, and nothing can ruin that. Except, hey, what's that? A spooky mansion in the middle of nowhere? Sure, let's sleep there instead of the car. Nothing bad ever happens in creepy old mansions. The two head to the boarded up building, but lucky for them, the door's so rotten that Charles just busts his way inside. How romantic. He carries Peggy over the threshold, and they notice all the furniture is still in place. And where there's furniture, there's a bed. Jackpot. Not just a bed, but also a fireplace, and a massive battle axe mounted right above it. In case you get the sudden urge to chop firewood at 3 a.m., but definitely not for murdering your new husband. They strip out of their wet clothes and hop into bed. Looks like the storm outside isn't the only thing raging tonight. But suddenly, Charles wakes up and everything's different. The room is clean, the sheets are fresh, the furniture's pristine. It's like he's in a completely different house. Oh, and Peggy's missing, which is so unlike her. A car pulls up outside and a couple steps out. The woman looks just like Peggy, but the man keeps calling her Frida and she calls him Alan. Wait a second, these are Peggy's parents. The newlyweds head upstairs for their wedding night, completely unaware that Charles is creepily watching them from the closet. What's this all about? Why am I seeing this? What's the reason? It's called sex, Charles. It's their wedding night. Connect the dots, bud. Charles keeps watching until they're done when suddenly Frida gets out of bed with a wild look in her eyes. She grabs the battle axe from the mantle and raises it high over her husband. My god, she's gonna kill him! Charles rushes to stop her, only to realize she's a ghost. And this right here is the horrible secret Peggy's aunt has been hiding. Her mother murdered her father on the night Peggy was conceived. Charles wakes up in a panic. Whew, just a dream. No way his wife could be that crazy too. She's sweet, loving, totally normal. Charles, wake up, darling. Oh, fuck. Lover Come Hack to Me is a clever title attached to a not-so-clever story. I don't hate it, but I do find it kind of boring. Just a jerk husband using his new wife for her money. Like any Tales from the Crypt story, there's a twist at the end, and here the twist is fine. But the part that gets me is the aunt. What's her deal? She clearly knew what was gonna happen, but the way she talks at the end, it's almost like she's been part of this cycle since before Peggy's mother was even born. Maybe she's some eldritch entity feeding off the souls of slain men. Either that or she's just a nut job like the rest of her family. And speaking of Peggy, how does she know she's pregnant and that it's a little girl? What if it's a boy? Would that break the murderous Anderson women bloodline? Is psychopathy hereditary? I mean, being born to a murderous mother doesn't automatically make you one, but growing up around that, odds are not great. The episode sticks closely to the comic it's based on, but there's one real big difference. Comic book Charles is actually in love with Peggy, which makes his death feel far more tragic. TV Charles is just a gold digger who literally brought a gun to the honeymoon, so his murder almost feels justified. Almost. Honestly, maybe these two deserved each other. Also, if Charles was planning to kill her from the start, why did he get so jealous when he thought she was cheating? Was it really the power of her feminine wiles that changed his mind? Or was he just as unstable as she was? Acting-wise, everyone does a solid job. Amanda Plummer as Peggy is the standout. She shifts convincingly from timid newlywed to lusty housewife to unhinged murderer. Still, the episode lacks the campy energy that makes the best Tales from the Crypt episode so much fun. It spends too much time just being dull. Not the worst, but definitely not the best. But what do you think? Do you enjoy this one more than I do? Or do you think it's a bit of a slog? Let me know down in the comments. Anyways, that's all for today. I hope you're doing well, and as always, stay spooky!
Nothing ventured, nothing maimed. That's my motto. I think you get my point.
You know, I'd do anything for you.
Oh, and I'd do anything for you, too.
You don't love her. You love the fortune that her mother left her.
You love me too much to kill me.
You want to bet?
Tales from the Crypt. The cutting edge in terror.
An all-new episode. Parental discretion advised.